Yeah, it's a piggy, Evan. Go see how are we? Uh, well, it's been a while. Me and her have been busy. Gotta get up early in the morning and get busy again. We got 2 appointments a day for 3 days, Monday through Wednesday. I don't know after that. Or she is currently at the parking meter. She might be there a while. Might have to go give her the debit card to put in there when she's done. Just don't know. I'm doing all right. Teresa J, how you doing? It's just a day by day thing, Teresa J. You got to take each day as it comes, and each day is a step closer to being done. We're still way early on in it, but no, parking meter means you got to go to the bathroom. Like when I say I got to go to the wood chips. So she has done some cooking, not a lot. She ain't feeling that froggy yet to do a lot. But we're still just doing preliminaries, getting everything set up for her to go through the chemo and radiation. We're probably 2 or 3 weeks out from that so far. And then it'll be 6 weeks, Monday through Friday, of chemo and radiation every day. They're going to be aggressive with it. Look at the PET scan. Uh, it didn't go to stage 4. So is it stage 3? So here she comes. I don't think they can see you, baby. It's pointed this way at me, kind of cocked that way. She ain't naked, but she's wearing stuff that could potentially be revealing. Woo, booty booty.
I wear my jammers.
Yeah, I can say that. That's mine. But we still got a dental thing to go through, and we still got to see about Indiana Chris. Uh, Several other things. Got to do a hearing thing, a dental thing, some other things, a few other things.
Tomorrow is gastroenterologist and oral surgeon.
Right.
Tuesday is chemo education and general surgeon for the court. And Wednesday is radiation and hearing tests.
So, a lot to go through yet. And then, according to how all that goes, determines when they get started with the chemo and radiation. So, when we get all that knocked out of the way, we can get started on the main thing and go through a month and a half of that and see what they say after that. And depending on that, determines whether or not they get her set up and start taking all this stuff back out of it. You'll have a couple more scars to talk about. So it's just day by day, step by step. That's all you can do. Just muddle through, make the best of it. I've not been on here because a lot of it I just ain't felt it.
He's been busy taking care of me.
Helping her with her bolus, helping her with her cleaning her tray. Long Cross. I don't know, Long Cross. Where are you? You've entered into the Twilight Zone. That's right, Long Cross. That's the only way we get through it. Yeah, Chris, it is. But they're trying to get a lot of things prepped. Yeah, the dentist is for if there might be any teeth that need to come out because they'd be messed up anyway because of radiation. And then there's some type of mask they got to get it fitted with so they can localize where the radiation hits. And then the port so they have an easy time doing the chemo. A lot of prep.
The one thing we do know is they're going to do the chemo and the radiation at the same time.
Oh, that month and a half.
Yeah, Monday through Friday.
6 weeks, Monday through Friday. Of both at the same time. They'll probably have to do one and the other. Probably have to do the radiation and then the chemo. But the chemo can be an all-day thing. Just depends on how they're going to do that. We know, Chris. You got your own things going on. Yeah, geez. A lot of times we get wore out just going to see one. Go in there early, get paperwork done, and then sit around and wait. See some of the staff, sit around and wait, and finally see a doctor. But there's all sorts of stuff has to go on before the doctor actually comes in.
Yeah.
So you just have to roll with it. That's all you can do. And that's all we're doing is rolling with it. God's got it. We're just riding with it. So that's all you can do. It is currently 85 degrees outside. It says 83 in here. It is hot.
I'm actually comfortable, but then again, I got those clothes on. I got my jammers on.
Yeah, and these pants here are sweat top. So.
Good thing about it, it's supposed to start turning cold again.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say. She's telling me it's supposed to turn off cold again, so that ain't no use in getting the AC out, crank it up. Just got to sweat through it, I guess.
Pretty much.
Wow. Chris, I can just about take that about right now.
I could too.
46 ain't that bad.
I tell you, between having them menopausal hot flashes and going through all this other, my body don't know what it's doing.
Right. 54 at 6. Yeah, weather's crazy. Benny Johnson had one showing where talking about the CIA is ones that's been messing with the weather. Elaine had got us a couple of these right here. And it's got this little flip thing on the back where you can make a little stand out of it. It's supposed to be okay.
It don't work that good.
Yeah, there it is. I see how that works. So you can make it stand like that. But it's supposed to, and it's got a little magnetic ring here, and it has another little ring where you can connect it to your phone. But here's the thing: it's supposed to be magnetic charging. In other words, you're not supposed to have a cord hooked to it and then to your phone in order for it to charge. It's supposed to sit on there and charge. It won't do it. I saw an ad for them. It was a white one, not a black one, but it's the exact same thing. It says it's supposed to be magnetic charging. You're supposed to be able to take the phone, set it on there like that, and it charges. It won't do that. So TikTok got us on that one. Or whoever the seller is on TikTok got us on that one. We got to find us some chargers that actually are magnetic charging. Get rid of the cord. I mean, if it's out there, do it. No case. It's just straight to the phone, Teresa J. I understand that you got to have all barriers out of the way, or it won't work. Because the back of the phone is metal, that's metal. It's got to have that metal for it to work. So this just don't work. Not like that. I turn it on, it'll eventually go back off because there's no cord attached. It's just like that one I was seeing advertised. That sticky stuff on that ring don't do real good. It comes right back off. It's got all the same ports and digital readout and everything. As that one I saw being advertised. But it don't work the way they say it does. But as long as we got something that's a battery backup, for now, that'd be good enough. We had gotten these. They don't work that well. I'm sure y'all have seen those being advertised. So we got to find us some that are actually magnetic charging. I wouldn't know, Teresa J. This right here is a blue BLU bold N4, but it's an Android operating system, so it's not Apple. Seems like you go looking up stuff though. The only thing they have for anything is for Apple. But some chargers you have to get an adapter to go with it. She sleeps with it at night, Indiana. It helps. She's got a concentrator back there. She turn it on, she sleeps with it.
Yeah. I have to have it when I go to sleep because my oxygen drops. I sleep good with it too.
And I believe that happens because that tumor's in there. She gets relaxed. It pushes her windpipe in some, and she don't get enough air. course, that trach is supposed to circumvent that, but I'm thinking it only does so much. So I'm gonna go off camera a second, folks. Change out my dip. It gets tasting not so great once stuff's gone out of it. Almost like sucking on a paper wad when you put it in your mouth to keep it there a while. Remember them school days? Of course, paper wad tastes worse. So, anyway, there's that. That gets me up to date. Yeah. Yeah, I snore real bad sometimes, even with the CPAP. She came across that information about B12, that sleep apnea is just a B12 deficiency for most folks. She got me some, started taking it a month later. I was off that CPAP. I was on it for about 15 years. One little cheap bottle of B12 solved that problem. They're supposed to check you for that before they go the sleep apnea route or the CPAP route. They didn't do that with me. They just took the symptoms and went straight to sleep apnea and CPAP. Wow. 7 chemos and 35 radiation treatments. Plus lymph node surgery. Right? There she is. Dana! Where's Vicky? So,
My tumor is really close to the lymph node, but the lymph node's not involved as of yet. Thank God.
it's trying to, but ain't quite there. So they gonna go after it hard. My days consist of driving her around to the doctors and helping her with her bolus. And the bolus is where they got a thing we feed through a feeding tube down there. Help her clean out her tray. I bet she does, Chris. Them tonsils ain't no joke. I had mine out when I was 6. I'd had tubes put in my ears 3 times, but around my 6th year of life too.
Yeah, they told me that it could affect my taste buds. It could affect my swallowing. It just they're hoping, since they're getting it as they do, that the longer I keep swallowing and eating and everything, the better it'll be.
Right.
They did say those muscles back there can get fibrous from the radiation and stuff.
Right.
I remember them saying that.
Right. Yeah, the bolus is a thing that's kind of like an insurer, but it's a
Yeah, I could
highly
use it. So.
nutrified thing. It's specially formulated and everything.
Yeah, I can put insure through it, but for the feeding tube. I mean, but they have me on the Nestle's Complete right now because it's plant based and the milk it doesn't have milk in it for it would affect my stomach on that.
Right. So we go through that. It's been interesting.
Yeah, y'all could probably see me drinking Diet Cokes. Hear me talking about don't like Diet Cokes. I still don't like Diet Cokes. But if I drink regular Cokes, my sugar would be way up there. And I need my sugar to be
Yeah, sugar's got to be
normal.
maintained to perfection for them. She could control it by eating, but she has trouble eating.
But when you can't eat, so I take the insulin. Uh, it stays anywhere from 107 to 190, depending on what I've eaten throughout the day.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about there, Chris. Got that hose coming out that belly and all that. Get that syringe and put it in.
I feel for her because if she had problems like it, I feel real tender around the tube itself where it comes out of the stomach. I think it's just now finally healing up like it ought to.
Yeah. So you know what I'm having to do on that, Chris. Any of y'all been around any of that, y'all know too. But we'll do that and help her clean her trach and take the canvas out for her. She does most of the cleaning on it, and I do some fine tuning cleaning, and then I just when she's ready, I put it back in for her.
Yeah, if y'all saw my video, I think it was yesterday, I said I thought about doing a video of cleaning the tray. No, uh-uh. That stuff is.
Yeah, yeah. I told her no on that too. I told her that no. Some might find it interesting.
I'm more apt to show one of the feeding tube, do a video of the feeding tube than I am anything else.
Oh yeah, Chris, no problem there. I mean, it's just part of life. It comes up. You got to deal with it. I mean, ain't no sense losing your mind over it with all kinds of worries. Yeah, I get hungry, I go fix me some biscuits and sausage, or some cereal, or some
Tell them what you had
grits.
for breakfast.
Oh, this morning she cooked biscuits, sausage, gravy, and eggs. Yeah,
Has coffee going. We got it.
yeah. I mean, it's like this, Chris. When you know God's got it, all you got to do is walk through that fire. All you got to do is walk through it each day, knowing God's got it. And as she said, she's win-win. She comes through this thing. She gets to have to put up with me for a while longer. She don't come through this thing. She gets to walk through eternity with Jesus. She can't lose. Now that second option would probably drive me nuts, and I'd be in a pickle. But I'd figure it out eventually. I wouldn't like it, but God calls her home. God calls her home. Who am I to tell God no? It's just a fact of life. We all have an expiration date. People say, "Well, they taken before their time." No, they weren't. They were taken when God had for them to be taken. When they were 14 years old. Yeah, well, that's when God had for them to come home. If they were going home, they might have been going elsewhere. But God will deal with you for so long, and then He'll be done with you. He'll work with you for so long, and then He'll be done with you. You've made your choice. Plain and simple. Yeah, I can relate to Lazarus. I've been dead 3 times. God brought me through it 3 times. Kept me from going through it a 4th time. But I was ready. That first time after I got done being upset because I found myself back here again, I was kind of a little teed off at God because He didn't let me stay. But I'm here to tell you, there ain't no feeling like that feeling. What I experienced that first time, as it said in the Bible, His pure love and joy. How does it say it? His love, joy, and peace is unspeakable. It is unspeakable because we haven't got a mind enough to comprehend a word to describe it. You can't describe it. I could give you descriptions of the best euphoric exhilarations and all like that, and it still wouldn't explain it to you. It just wouldn't be good enough. It just wouldn't be accurate enough. You know, but yeah, people want to say, "Oh, they were taken before their time." No, they were taken when God said it was time for them to go. Yeah, it is finished. Even as I sit here talking to you, it is finished. It was finished when Jesus said so on the cross. It is finished. That might seem now see that might seem weird to some folks, him saying it's finished. That was 2,000 years ago. Okay. He's saying it's finished 2,000 years ago, but we still going on. Why is it not finished? Well, it is finished. Time is nothing to God. He can see past, present, future all at one time and still make sense of what's what. Because it's all the same to him. It may seem like the past to us, but it wasn't. So in essence, throughout history, God has showed up, Jesus has showed up in different places in the Bible. Kind of checking on things. Having to go backwards to go forward. Y'all think about that. In that sense, they were going backwards to go forwards. Because for them, back there was way up there. And for them, interchangeable. See, for God, all this is already done. We're just living in the film. They've got it on a movie projector. And it's going on a film, and we're just going frame by frame. But you have to focus on the positive. You focus on the negative, the only thing you're going to do is produce negative. If all you do is produce negative, then you're going to get negative. That's the thing about God and Satan. God is the positive, Satan is the negative. You focus on the negative, guess who you're focusing on? You're focusing on the positive. See, here's the positive. It does not matter what happens to us. It don't matter how bad it is, whatever happens to us. It's working towards the glory of God. So even though I may be going what most would consider a negative with Elaine with the cancer, it's not a negative. It's a positive because it's working towards the glory of God. All things work to the glory of God. All things, good and bad, because God wrote it all. We're playing out the script. That's all there is to it. So as long as we're giving God the glory even for the very bad, we're denying Satan any glory for the bad. Because if you focus on the negative, you're focusing on Satan. You're going, oh, woe is me. You're giving Satan glory. You sitting there praising God for it, you're giving God the glory, denying Satan any glory. I can understand that, Chris. But here's the thing. In the Bible, it does tell us that we are supposed to support and protect our nations. We're supposed to have loyalty towards our nations. And if called upon to fight for your nation, you're not going against God. You're fighting for your way of life. And if God puts it on your heart to go serve and do that, then by then that's what you do. Right, Scotty? But you have to feed that faith, Scotty, and profess it every day. God's got this. I thank God for it because there's a reason for it. Whenever there's a reason for it, whenever God's involved, and God is always involved, there's a reason for it. And then you have to take on the attitude of her mama. Why not me? I ain't no better than nobody else. I can guarantee the folks around her, when she said that, went totally brain dead. I'm going to tell you, that's a heck of a statement. So I have adopted her mama saying, when my condition comes up, why not me? God's got a reason for it. This is how God chooses to use me, then so be it. I'll endure it. God built me like a tank. Here I go. I'm going to travel right over what I got to travel right over, even if it's very slow because I can't get around good anymore. And we can each say that of our own situations. Why not me? This is how God has for me to serve Him. God has a purpose for me being like this. And then profess our faith, thanks and praise to God for our condition. He walks beside us, in front of us, behind us, under us, over us. We walk within a bubble of God. He surrounds us completely. And He can make it seem like He's beside us, but He's got us within Himself, protected within Himself. He is our armor, our shield, our chainmail. He's all over us. All right, Chris, go empty that trash, boy. I've seen God do things y'all would not believe. Amazing things. And each time I thought He couldn't do something even more amazing, oh, He'd show me something more amazing. When she was going through cancer before, was coming back from the hospital, and we was on a street, a very busy street, inside Chattanooga, not far from the hospital. Well, there was a woman who was having car problems, some kind of SUV. Anyway, she needed to get off the road, off to a side road. Well, I'd stopped, pulled off somewhere, walked over, was going to help push her out of the way. And another guy in a van came up and said, he pushed. Like, all right, so I lined him up, got him bumper to bumper, and got him out of the way. Well, here's the thing. While all that was going on, from the time we stopped and pulled over off in a parking lot, went in the middle of the road, the guy come up, got her out of the way off to a side road, spoke to her a minute, got back in our vehicle, and got back on the road. That whole time there was traffic coming. Now, it's not a very long distance. They should have been on us before we even got started pushing that woman out of the way. But you can see this like glimmer. It's a pretty big bubble. But you can see this like glimmer. It's like they were glimmering. They should have done been on us. But they stayed at a certain distance. They were traveling normal for them, but they were staying at a certain distance from us. Good quarter mile, I'd say, maybe half. God allowed us, put us in a time bubble. When we got it done and we were back on the road and at that traffic light, then that other traffic caught up to us. But you could see a shimmer, a glimmer. You've probably seen stuff like that on sci-fi shows, and it shows a little glimmer and thing. It seems like it should be closer and getting closer, but it don't. It just stays there, and then when whatever the situation is over, then that shimmer goes away and everything catches up in real time. That's it, Scotty. All in God's timing. Just like that time bubble He put us in. God can manipulate whatever He wants to. He created it. So if He wants to put a little bubble here in it, He can. Those folks that were coming, I guarantee you, they never knew what was going on. Because of them, they would have been in their time. They was coming on. But in our time bubble, we were taking care of other things in an amount of time that they should have done been up on us. They never reached us because God separated us in time from everything else. Because as soon as we was back at that traffic light, there was nothing coming from the other direction either. But when we got back to that, back on the road and to that traffic light, all of a sudden it was full. Cars everywhere. Coming and going. So God will show you miracles if you just pay attention. I could have walked away from that. Well, that was kind of odd. I never gave it a second thought. But that's what I do. I think a lot. God's always putting stuff on my head. And kind of like him saying, check this out. You know, this time around with the cancer, we figured to be like all times. Can't pay. They just have to come at us with bills, and after 7 years of writing us off on taxes and insurance, turn it over to a collections agency that'll do the same thing, and they'll get tired, and it'll be wiped off. Each of them have to make 14 times what it's actually worth. But they get paid more actually doing it that way. Well, this time, we've had all sorts of people coming at us with all sorts of things and all sorts of help and all sorts of resources and all sorts of this and all sorts of that. And I'm like, man. They didn't bug me long on mine. It was like it was wiped off. I had my surgery. I don't know how that happened. God had to have something to do with that. If you fall asleep, we'll know. Okay. Well, I hope whatever you're sick with, you get better soon.
Amen.
But God will show you all sorts of stuff. He'll show you all sorts of miracles. He'll give you all sorts of knowledge if you're ready for it. If there's something you don't understand and you ain't getting the answers because you ain't ready for it. And trust me, careful what you wish for. Ah, been a lot of that going around out here. And I say careful what you wish for because there's one day I was pissed at God. I just told him, I said, I don't care if I burn. I gotta know the truth. Sat me down in a split second. Like he opened up my head and poured a whole lot in and showed me. And all it was is he took different pieces that I had come across over the years and put them together in a picture for me. And showed me in one picture everything. Everything that I could handle understanding at that time. I've since learned that still ain't nothing compared to everything. Trust me when I tell you, Our brains can't handle everything. And I thought he showed me everything in that one shot. And for what I could understand at the time, it was everything. But, you know, it wasn't. It wasn't nowhere near. It wasn't even 0.000000000000001% of everything. But it was all my head could handle at the time. And over the course of time, I have told y'all about some of it. Just that very tiny percentage of what he showed me. And I know there's some of it that has really blown y'all's minds. And that's not even anywhere close to 1% of what he showed me. So, when you think you want to know, careful what you wish for. He'll give you something that you chew on for decades and still not have anywhere near close, all of it. Like my little E equals MC squared thing. I was feeling kind of pumped up because I knew something man's been trying to figure out forever. God showed it to me. I was feeling kind of pumped up. He called me up and he showed me something. He showed me that what he showed me wasn't but a haphazard brushstroke against a blank canvas. So it's on the next page. That's the masterpiece. So for all what he showed me explains, it still ain't nothing compared to all that he has to offer us, show us. Ain't nowhere near nothing. Melinda Dobson. Hello, darling. How are you? So, but if your mind ain't ready to handle truths, but Jesus said there are no mysteries. There's only truths yet to be revealed. If your mind ain't ready for that truth, it could cause you to drift away from God rather than bring you in closer to God. Because your mind don't want to accept that truth. It's too much for you to handle. That's not a dig against anybody's intelligence here. Ah, you've been sitting back there lurking on me, have you? I should have known. Huh?
I've seen her in and out of here.
I should have known. But that's not to take a dig at anybody's intelligence. It's just simply God's intelligence is so far out there, so infinite. You know, we're our minds are like one grain of sand in a sea of sand. All the heavenly bodies in the universe. That's how minuscule we are compared to God's intelligence and knowledge. You take all the sand from Earth and all the heavenly bodies in the universe. We're just that one grain of sand amongst all that. We can't comprehend the few grains of sand beyond us, immediately around us. much less the vastness of all the sand there is. And even that is God, because everything, even each grain of sand, is made from God's pure love. So we're all, everything, every person that's ever been and will be, every animal, every tree, everything is all made of God's love. So if we're made of His love, and He's still got plenty left because He's doing all that He does, you know, how could we feel disrespected? We say we are absolute know nothings compared to God, because we are absolute know nothings compared to God. So if there's something we don't understand, can't get our wrap our minds around, then just leave it in God's hands. Don't try to understand it. Just know it's God. Because if God gave you the understanding of that thing that you're trying to understand, if you're not ready for that truth, it could drive you away. All right, Chris, you take care. So God gave me the information He did because He knew I was ready for it. I am a warrior. I am a soldier. God tells me, I accept it as the truth because it is the truth. But a lot of people ain't like that. A lot of people will reject that truth because it doesn't fit into their understanding. And because it don't fit into their understanding, they'll reject it as truth, seeing it as not the truth, because they don't want it to be the truth, because they can't understand it. But a lot of times with that truth comes a lot of other things that are mixed in with it in order for it to make sense. Like the E equals MC squared. There's a lot more to it. You've got to take a lot of other variables into account in order for it to make sense. But it doesn't drive me away because I accept it, and I accept it because I see the truth of it. But it's only part of the truth. There's a whole lot more truth out there. Now, if God showed it to me, in a way that I can understand it, then I'd accept it. So I know it comes from God, and coming from God, I know it's truth, and knowing it's truth, even if I don't but remotely understand it, I go with it because it comes from God. So going through this thing with her, win-win. Whatever God says is to be is will be. If He chooses to take her home, I'll have to deal with it. If He chooses to bring her through it, yeah, don't have to travel that path alone. But it's all in what God has planned. I accept either one. One I'll like, the other I won't, but you know, who am I to tell God, no, you can't do it that way? I ain't nothing to tell God anything like that. I can't imagine the smackdown he'd give me for saying that to him. So that's how you keep a positive attitude. You praise God for it, good or bad. It don't matter because it's all God. A to Z, front to back, side to side, upside down, sideways, any which way you can think of it. It's all God. Well, I've been on here an hour, folks. Y'all think about it. Piggy loves you.